Every development, and we got another note on Friday that did not have a ransom demand. So who knows where this one really stands, if it is still standing. But as of now, the family must go off of that. It really does depend on if the Guthrie family decides to pay this original Bitcoin ransom demand. And at this hour, we don't know what they've decided. We know they didn't get what they wanted from the sender, which was proof of life or a way to communicate with them. But a cybersecurity expert says if funds are sent, there may be a way to trace them. We've been working with our partners at CNN on this. There is a $6 million Bitcoin demand for 5 p.m. today, right now. Savannah Guthrie and her siblings have come out publicly and said they are willing to pay, but they need to know where their mom is. A cybersecurity expert spoke with CNN today and said it actually may be quite possible to trace where a payment would go, which in turn could reveal who abducted Nancy Guthrie. The thing is, we still don't know if either note is legit, but if the Guthries choose to pay anything, it could reveal what type of criminal they're dealing with.
The family's in this impossible situation. But what we're going to see now, if they do make the payment, that's where we get to see sort of the experience of the attackers, of the criminals, because their ability to move those funds subsequently, hide them, put them in mixers, tumblers, sort of these different aspects and ways that you can obfuscate where the money's moving. That's what's going to show us to what extent, how experienced they are, how prepared they are. And, you know, we basically hope for a mistake on their part.
It's an impossible dilemma for the family to be in, to put up that money and not have any guarantees that they're going to get proof of life or their mom back. So what are the Sheriff's Department, what's the FBI saying tonight?
Not much. So I reached out to the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They also just gave us kind of their standard media update at this hour. Nothing new. They aren't saying anything specific about this deadline. They said at this hour, still no identified persons of interest, still no identified suspects. They said they're continuing investigative efforts out at these scenes. So we know Nancy Guthrie's home itself, of course, the crime scene. And then they've also been searching Annie Guthrie's home, that is Nancy's daughter. So that those two efforts still may be going on tonight. They also said they've gotten thousands of leads, which is good because clearly in Savannah's video, she's pleading for anything at this hour. The FBI, however, is the one that's really taking the lead on these notes. I did reach out to them and asked if they would have any update tonight, any statement since this deadline has passed. Haven't heard back yet.
She called it, what, an hour of desperation for the family.
Yes.
There's no sign of any frustration on her part with law enforcement because all weekend we've heard people pick apart the case, the FBI criticizing the sheriff for going to a basketball game or something like that. We heard none of that from the Guthrie family today, saying that they are doing everything they possibly can. Oh,
yeah. I mean, the Guthries seem to be thankful for where the investigative efforts at least stand. This is the most bizarre case of all time, it feels. And for Savannah specifically, who covers criminal cases for her job, I mean, this is unheard of. So I think for her, they need the law enforcement help at this point, and they are thankful for it. But yeah, I mean, there's been, everyone has dawned on the Sheriff's Department here, criticizing every little move. Everyone in the public wants to see every little move, video-wise. If there's a detective out here, they want to see it. I mean, it's in real-time updates that the public wants info. Catch-22, great because people are paying attention. They care about Nancy. Very difficult for the investigators and the media to get it out there that quickly.
You're recording an in-depth podcast on this, which is going to air
tonight. So yeah, so Morgan, our chief investigative reporter, Morgan Lowe, and I are about to, after I get off the set here, go record what we know at this hour now that the deadline's passed. We're going to have that on YouTube and on the True Crime Arizona podcast tonight.
I was going to say we'll check for that on YouTube a little bit later, and you can watch all of our extensive coverage of the Nancy Guthrie investigation on demand anytime for free if you install the Arizona's Family Plus app on your smart TV.